Hey, there I am. Hey, friends. It's been a while since I've been here on a Wednesday morning with you, but welcome to What If Wednesday. I'm Mindy Audlin, and I am excited to be rolling out some changes for spring as we are here every Wednesday now, 10 a.m. Eastern Time for What If Wednesday. And the intent is it's our chance to get together to answer some of the questions that you've had and to go deeper into some of the topics that may be present for you in your life, certainly things that are present for me. And one of those things that I've been thinking about recently is this idea of regret. So, of course, the What If Up Club is about elevating our thoughts and elevating our energy and stepping into our highest possible expression. And we also are real, right? Life happens and things happen. And sometimes maybe you find yourself experiencing that emotion of regret. I think sometimes we beat ourselves up about it a little bit. I'm going to talk in this session about our relationship with regret and how to use it for a positive purpose and how to also turn it around if you find that it is weighing you down. So what comes to mind for me when I was first starting out as a professional speaker, I was working with young people. Every summer I would work at this summer camp that was experiential, ropes courses, motivational. It was a fabulous, fabulous program. I learned so much. And one of the things that we would do on one of the last nights of this 10-day camp is we would have up on the stage, we'd have like 100 and something high school students in front of us, and we'd bring up on stage these two chairs, right? Kind of like this. So I'm recreating the moment for you here. So we would have these two chairs on stage, and we would ask the question, at the end of your life, as you look back on your life experience, what do you want your memories to be? And basically we said there are two ways that you can reflect on your life. One of them is over here. Now I'm missing my friend Troy Stendy here because he would do this amazing grandpa impersonation. It's my grandpa impersonation. So one of the chairs over here is, I'm going to call this the chair of regrets. The chair of regrets. So at the end of our life, the question is, are we going to find ourselves sitting on that rocking chair and looking back at our life and thinking about all the things that we should have done, all the things that I did wrong, all my mistakes, all the things that I regret? Or at the end of our life, when we're on that rocking chair on the front porch looking out at our life, at our history, at our family, our friends, the people whose lives we've impacted, will we choose to sit in this chair? This is the chair of boom. No regrets, no regrets, no regrets. So is this where we want to end up at the end of our life? Is sitting in this chair, looking back on our life and saying, I went for it. I did it 100%. Well, when I did this, I was in my 20s, right? So I was in a different place in life and I was working with young people, different place in life. So as we were talking about these two options, where do you want to be at the end of your life? It was very much a rah, 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 rah. Like, where are you going to sit? The chair of no regrets. Where are you going to sit? The chair of no regrets. And we would take this chair and we would lift it and we would throw it off the stage. Like, we're not gonna live this life. We're gonna go for it 100%. And it was a huge pump them up, go for it, live boldly, live courageously. You've got this. You've got this. Ah! It was that kind of talk, which was really fun and great for high school students and great in my 20s, but I've got a few more decades behind me now, and I'm a little closer to that rocking chair than I was before. And here's what I found, particularly as I've been reflecting on this recently. So I have found that sometimes I don't know about you, sometimes I screw up. Sometimes in my boldness, in my enthusiasm, that people get stepped on and hurt that I didn't intend to step on or hurt. And when that happens, I feel regret, right? And so I think it's not living a life of no regret. It's about listening to when that emotion comes up. Is it tapping me on my shoulder to do something? Is there someone that I need to apologize to? Is there something that I need to clean up? Did I make a mess that I need to clean up? That regret is what leads us into those aha moments and into that inspired action to have those difficult conversations, to do the humbling work of admitting I was wrong and cleaning things up, And, what if being willing to sit in this chair every now and then so that we can identify, how can I grow in my relationships? How can I make right the things that, none of us are perfect. So, sometimes I do something and I recognize the implications. So, what I've found here as I'm getting later on in my years is that this idea of life with no regrets, no regrets, no regrets. I think it's a great way to take on life, especially when you're young and it's like, go for it, go for it, go for it. But what I find now in my life is that living a life of no regrets, like whether I'm sitting in this chair or I'm sitting in this chair, it's not so much about what I've chosen to do, it's about what I'm choosing to think, right? So as I look back on some of the things, like, wow, that was, it's like, was that the right choice? Was that the right decision? What I'm finding now is that on the other side of this chair of regrets, there is something more. There is something deeper. And when I can use my regrets to step into the knowledge that this chair is actually has the potential to be where I practice self-love. Like, this is the chair where I get to learn to say, you know what? I screwed up and it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. I can make an apology. I can clean things up. It's okay. This is the chair where I learn to forgive myself. This is the chair where I get to notice where I'm looking at my mistakes and beating myself up versus looking at my mistakes and seeing, how can I be better? How can I learn from it? So this sometimes is a good place to sit. This chair over here, this chair of no regrets, it's great to be able to say, hey, I went for it 100%. I did the best I could. That's part of self-love. I did the best I could in every moment with every opportunities, no matter what I did, even when I royally screwed up. At the moment, I thought I was doing the right thing, right? We always think we're doing the right thing. On the other side of this chair, I think there's something else. And this is what, as the founder of the What If Up Club, this is what I hope, is that at the end of our lives, it's not so much about what we look back and see. I mean, obviously, we want to look back and see that we've made a positive difference, that people's lives are better because we were here, right? So what if it's not just about having no regrets about the past, but what if at the end of our lifetime, we can sit in this chair and what we can see is more than not regretting our life? What if we actually see that what we have done and the actions that we have taken are indeed the hope for the future? What if the seeds that we've planted, we get to see them blossom and we know that they will go out and continue to grow and expand? So I'm going to make this my chair of hope. This is when I'm feeling full, when I'm feeling like I'm on track and I have hope for tomorrow, hope for future generations that I may never see. And when I find myself here in this chair of regret, may I quickly turn this around so that I can be in self-love, so that I can know that it's okay. So I see you here. I see your comments. It's so great to have you here. Hi, Andy. Hi, Judy. So lovely to have you here. Andy says, good morning. You found me. You did. You did. Hope is here. I love your perspective. Thank you for jumping in and for being part of our What If Wednesday. What does it mean to you? As you think about regret, I found a quote that I love. It's like, regret is, if we're feeling regret, we're looking backwards. And sometimes there's value in that, right? Because there's learning in that. But if we allow regret to become toxic, if we just wallow in it all the time, then it's not healthy for us. But if we were to say, I'm aware of this feeling is guiding me to a specific action, I can take that action. And now I'm empowered because my emotional state is guiding me to a better me, right? So that happens quickly. And if we can use that regret quickly to experience growth, I think it's a powerful thing. It's when we start wallowing in it and feeling like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I'd love to hear from you. What are the possibilities for you? Where do you want to sit at the end of your life? Which chair? I actually think I'm going to kind of settle in here and straddle these because I think it's powerful to experience self-love and self-grace. It's also powerful to be in the humility of I didn't get it all. Not every at bat is a home run, and it's okay. It's okay. It's totally okay that we're here to have this human experience. We do the best that we can in every moment. And when we hit it out of the park, we celebrate. And when we strike out, we say, it's okay. And we hop up to bat again. So maybe it's not either or. Maybe part of the spiritual journey is about straddling the space between and seeing the good in all of it. So finding balance is what Andy says. Yeah. Sandy says this is exactly what I needed to hear today. Sandy, you and me both. This has been a big one for me as I am looking at, the journey and the path. And I give a shout out to Abraham Hicks. I was watching an Abraham Hicks YouTube video, and this idea of looking at, okay, what's my financial situation? What's my career situation? What's my relationship situation? And instead of beating myself up for, oh, if I'd only done this instead of that, if I'd only said this instead of saying that, if I had only not done this and done that, to instead just say, you know what, I did what I did and it's okay. And to know that I can have conversations, I can clean things up, I can make apologies, and then I do what I can do and it's all okay. And that emotional reset of whatever it is, I can be okay with it is to me the foundation of living a happy, no regrets, full of hope, positive life. And that's what we're doing. So tonight I want to invite you. Tonight we are kicking off. I have an introductory course to what is going to be a 10-week series that starts next week. This week is the introduction to our prosperity mastermind. And we're going to be talking about prosperity and abundance at the root, which is what's happening in our mind. Do we have toxic thoughts of scarcity and lack? Are we beating ourselves up? Or are we internally creating this fertile soil for abundance and prosperity to show up in our lives? So that is tonight, 8:00 Eastern time on Zoom. In our Facebook community, you'll see a link to it. If you're a member of the What If Up Club, you'll get an email that sends you a link to it as well. So if you're not a member of the What If Up Club, go to whatifup.org, sign yourself up, and we'll send you the information to join us this evening. We'd love to have you there. And we officially kick off our series next week. So would love you to be there. Andy, fabulous. What if upper? What if it's about finding the sweet spot of forgiveness in the midst of the polarities? Oh, there's so much wisdom in this community. What if the power is in the paradox? The deeper I get into spiritual teachings, the more I find that there is paradox everywhere. And that's a beautiful thing. It keeps us from polarizing. It keeps us from thinking this chair is right and this chair is wrong. And if I'm in this chair, yay for me. And if I'm in this chair, boo on you. It's like, no. There is beauty and value in all of it. And how do we support each other in finding that beauty and finding that value so that we can live a happy, healthy, prosperous life? Judy says, we have learned when a feeling of regret comes up for me, I remember that all is and was in divine order. So there is no need to regret. I love that. This is all part. What if this is all part of my journey? What if this is all part of me stepping into the fullness of me? What if this is what came on the planet to learn? And what if all of these humbling experiences are there by design so that I can remember who I am at the core. So I can remember that I have my point of power within me, so that I can remember that at any moment I can make the choice to shift the way I think about things, to shift the way I feel by shifting the way I think. So here's my call to action. I'll leave this with you as a challenge for the day, for the week. And it goes like this. So here's the framework. I no longer regret. If you're finding yourself like you've got this regret and you're carrying it and it's been with you a while and it's just weighing you down, it's not serving a positive purpose, and you recognize I have a toxic regret that I need to shift. Here's the framework. You ready? So you can write this down. I no longer regret blank. I no longer regret that I have credit card debt. I no longer regret that my marriage didn't stay together. It's like I no longer regret whatever that thing is that you're holding on to. I no longer regret because, and this is something to take into your meditation. I no longer regret that because I understand that it is bringing me into a deeper desire for what I want. I no longer regret that because it led me to learn how to mend relationships. I no longer regret that because it brought me to this point. And if you can get to a because that feels congruent, that feels true for you, then we can start turning those toxic regrets into thoughts that are leading us forward into greater expansion and greater abundance. So that is, oh, I love it. You guys have such wonderful what ifs. What if things are always working together for my good? What if things are always working together for our good? What if it is working for all of us? All right. So here's two. Loving yourself, being gentle with yourself. Here is two, stepping into hope and possibility and letting those regrets be the way that we find our way home. So thank you for joining me for What If Wednesday. It is so good to see you. I hope to see you tonight. Again, join the What If Up Club, whatifup.org if you're not a member yet, so you can get the details on it. And 8 o'clock tonight, we'll be on Zoom connecting, brainstorming, what if upping, and stepping into abundance. So thanks for being here, everybody. Looking forward to seeing you next Wednesday, 10 a.m. right here on Facebook, on Twitter, wherever you like watching the What If Up Club. Subscribe, like, follow so that you don't miss a beat of it. Sound good?